Okay, so now if you want treasure hoarders in your game, you might as well just use the bandits from the player's handbook, or the monster manual. I'm not sure. I forget if they're in the player's handbook or not, but just use the bandits if you don't feel like going through this video or in copying it down from the description, the stats. So yeah. Anyway, I did separate the small into the models. I separated the treasure hoarders into the small models, as the ones in the big using the big model in the game are a bit tankier, so I just switched that around to give them each different stats. So anyway, on we go. Alright, so for the treasure hoarder small models, you have the potioneer, the scout, and the marksman. So they have an armor class of 12, hit points 15, and a speed of 30 feet. Kind of normal humans people. Maybe they'll be wearing armor, so you could bump that up a little bit if you feel like it. They have a strength of 12 for +1, dexterity 14 for +2, constitution for 12 +1, and intelligence of 11 for +0, and wisdom 13 +1, and charisma for 10 of 0. The wisdom for helping looking for the treasure and kind of combat stuff, and just they're kind of slightly above average guys. Passive perception, and they know common and maybe one other language. If you're going to use bandits, you could if you're using the bandits, you could extra language. And for their actions, they have an unarmed strike, so they have a +5 to hit, and they have a reach of 5 feet on one target. They don't have a reach of +5 to hit. That is, I screwed up with that, but they have a reach of +4. That will be corrected. It +4 to hit, and so they one target on a hit, they deal 1d4 +2 damage, so 5, an average of 4. I screwed that up. I will make sure to correct that in the description. And the potioneer, they throw a special concoction to a place within 30 feet, covering a 5-foot area on the ground. When a creature enters the area for the first time on their turn, they must succeed on a DC 12 dexterity saving throw, or take 2d6 fire damage, acid damage, cold damage, or lightning damage. This lasts for 2 rounds. So, like, they throw their potion and it hits the ground, and so you have to avoid it. So also at the top of their turn if they start it as well. The dagger for the scout is a melee weapon attack for, well, it could be more than a ranged weapon attack if you want to throw. It's just a dagger using the dex, so it's just a dagger. So the +4 to hit, reach 5 feet, one target, and a hit, they deal 1d4 damage. It's just a dagger. And for this, it's just the light crossbow. So they're just using the light crossbow for the marksman. And yeah, the treasure hoarders for the big model, they have an armor class of 11, unless you want to bump it up with armor. Hit points of 25, and a speed of 30 feet. Their strength is 16 for +3, dex for 12 +1, constitution is a 14 +2, intelligence is the same thing except for, and wisdom is the same thing, and charisma is +1. You have the passive perception, and then the no common, and they're a bit stronger there. So they have their unarmed strike, which is +5, and they deal the +3 to the damage, so that is actually correct. The handyman has a multi-attack. The handyman makes 2 unarmed strikes for the handyman, so he kicks twice, many times in the game, so he gets a multi-attack. The charge strike, so the pugilist it makes an unarmed strike attack, and on a hit it deals an extra 2d4 damage. It's got the recharge, so like one big strike for him. And the crusher, he has the warhammer, so he's just kind of using a warhammer. So I just kind of changed the warhammer up. So +5 to hit, reach, and all of that. And he has the double strike. The crusher makes 2 warhammer attacks, and using a d6 for the damage instead to compensate for that. The Gravedigger uses his shovel to just hit you, so it's an improvised weapon, so 1d4 damage. And he also has dust blinding. He uses his shovel to throw dirt into the eyes of a creature within 10 feet of the creature must make a dexterity saving throw DC 10 or become blinded until the end of their next turn. I am very bad at spelling. Apologies. The seaman has his paddle, which he uses as a melee weapon attack, just the same thing as the shovel, improvised weapon. And he also has, what the heck is this? I don't know what I'm doing. So, charged, attacking, swinging stuff. So charged attack, I guess. If the seaman takes the attack action, then moves its full movement in a straight line, it can make an attack action against any creature it can reach while it's moving. So I thought that was kind of cool. So when he's charging up and doing his big swings, that is really annoying when it hits you. So yeah, that's what I decided, figured out, put the stats in. While I'm throwing this all into the description, I'll be making different grammar improvements, so sorry about that, but so that's just there, and yeah.